Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the European Challenger Cup. This is week number 6, and we're going to see an exciting group of teams today. Right now, as it stands, Agilitas have 100% secured themselves to be part of the wildcard round robin. Potato Boys is close on their heels, but a little bit of contention still underway. The first match we're going to take a look at is going to be, we're going to look at 5 Angry Hindus versus Safari Gaming. So 5 Angry Hindus performing without their lovely namesake of a caster Hindu man today. Instead, they're going to just go into the game. Picks and bans are live, so we're going to see how it starts out. 5 Angry Hindus are going to start out the bans with Mercury, while Safari Gaming goes ahead and bans Habwa. Mercury is a character that has since gotten a small little adjustment to his situation. A little bit of a nerf in the radius of how far and wide his made you look really stretches, but overall, it's still a very potent pick if you want one of those hyper carries late game. Mercury just does a lot of damage at the end of the day. So you definitely want to be careful of that one. You're going to take that off the table. Habwa, sort of the same idea. Again, small little nerf, no slow on the knockup, but still a very potent god. Circuit, a buff slightly, but it was a buff from a bug. Deathbane wasn't hitting as many times as it should. This time around, she's fixed, so she's banned. The Agni ban, though, a little curious. Not too sure why Safari Gaming opted to ban out the Agni. Powerful mid laner, no doubt, but definitely usually see something along the lines of Athena or Geb going the way of that ban. Arachne will be picked overall first by 5 Angry Hindus, and that's definitely an interesting choice. Arachne is a character that has seen a little bit of choosing, shall we say. Arachne has been played around by some of the lower end teams and really not in high competitive, despite the fact that she seems so incredibly strong. The first ability that she has can hit for over 1,000, as well as healing her. The old adage, don't fight the bug, stays true in the new iteration of Arachne, so teams are going to have to be careful, and Safari Gaming is going to have to really kite around Arachne. And taking a look at the lineup right now with Geb, Apollo, and the Isis, it's going to be all right. Isis has a good stun, Isis has a slow, Apollo has his mez and the moves, and Geb, well, is a tank. So it shouldn't be too problematic to get away from that Arachne. Second round of bans are coming out, folks, and we're going to take a look at Athena going the way of Safari and Thor going the way of 5 Angry Hindus. I do like these bans. Thor can definitely give Arachne some problems. 2 stuns, one of which come from the ultimate, of course, and a teleport is just something very difficult for Arachne to really bother with when it comes to trying to take down the enemy jungler. Thor's just going to prove to be a little bit too slippery to handle, so Arachne is going to have a little bit of a problem, and so 5 Angry Hindus opt to go ahead and basically delete that off the table. Safari Gaming will pick Hun Bats, which is similar to Thor in the sense of how slippery he is with a jump and a fantastic ultimate to disengage, and Arachne will not be really looking to take down the individual jungler, so to speak. She's really going to be looking for maintaining map control with the webs and finding quality ganks. 5 Angry Hindus are going to pick Bastet and Ares, so this is rather interesting. Arachne is traditionally thought of in the jungle. Old Arachne was sometimes played in the solo lane. This time around, Arachne in the solo lane I don't really think works out too well. So I think we'll see the Bastet in the solo lane. We see that every now and then. It's not the most prototypical assassin to go ahead and stick in the solo lane, but it still works. The late game potential of Bastet is not as high as some characters like Freya or Mercury or even Najah that we see in that solo lane. So curious pick. 5 Angry Hindus are going to have to look to really win this one out in the mid game. While Safari Gaming, on the other hand, Geb, Apollo, very standard long lane composition, something that we definitely see all the time. Isis most likely in the middle lane, while Vulcan makes up the solo. Those two, of course, can swap. We'll see how they wind up going with it as the game progresses, and Hun Bats will be the one in the jungle for sure. So 5 Angry Hindus a little bit more ambiguous, but we should expect to see Bastet in that solo lane. We're going to take a look at what's going on in the next match in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned. 5 Angry Hindus versus Safari Gaming on the way. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the European Challenger Cup. Today, we have 5 Angry Hindus versus Safari Gaming starting off the competition for you this morning. It is Sunday, October 5th, 2014, as always. And this is the 6th week of the European Challenger Cup. We've had 5 weeks so far. The winner, all 5 weeks actually, has been Agilitas. Number 2, actually, all 5 weeks has been Potato Boys. We'll take a look at how far 5 Angry Hindus can come. We've seen them do pretty well, actually. Mr. Mighty Joe is a decent Giannis. Definitely knows what he's doing in his position. And Typhlosion also really understands how to play in the jungle. So we'll see if they get any success. Good dash away by Psionic G is going to really protect him from this denial strat, as we call it every now and then. Just a level 1 group up, see if they can get anything. Smartly, 5 Angry Hindus will disperse and head towards normal starting positions to try and pick up the traditional start. On the right side, 5 Angry Hindus actually getting a little aggressive. With this Arachne, they really want to make something happen early. Arachne and Bastet are both 2 gods that really will benefit from getting some early aggression, early levels, early experience on these characters. So Covert Tactician is really going to want to get this jump steal. Minions will be spawning in about 10 seconds. We see the 3 members of 5 Angry Hindus right here, and Safari Gaming has no idea. Looking at the camp, minions have spawned. 5 Angry Hindus make their move. Jumping in is the cat. Good unstable vortex coming out from Mr. Mighty Joe. Very low is Panda Kawanmi, and that's going to be a dead Vulcan for first blood just 20 seconds into the game, while Covert Tactician takes away and steals the speed buff. We're going to see Giannis head back to middle lane, while 2 members of 5 Angry Hindus try to secure solo lane's blue buff as well. Pyrocat sticking here, trying to do as much as he can, but all he can do is watch, folks, as 5 Angry Hindus get not just 1, but 2 invades off of a fantastic start. That's going to give them a great lead at the moment. Taking a look, it's going to start them off about 1,000 gold up, which when there's less than 20,000 gold total, that is definitely going to matter. Covert Tactician's going to take his lead, jump into middle lane rather than wait in the solo as usual, and just pick up a wave of farm, head back, and pick up these mid harpies. Mid Harpies going the way of Covert Tactician. Mr. Mighty Joe also going to be here as well. So they missed these buffs. They missed this experience early. Pick it up now, while Typhlosion actually does take out the enemy jungler before any more damage can really start. We talked about that earlier, how Typhlosion really wasn't going to look for the Pyrocat on that Hun Bats because he has Fear No Evil and he has the jump. Well, he doesn't have Fear No Evil just yet, and as a Hun Bats at level 1, he definitely has Overhand Smash, as we saw him use it on the blue buff, so not going to be able to use that jump right away. We do have a pause coming out from the Bastet player for 5 Angry Hindus. We're going to cut to a brief break, and we'll be back very soon. And we're back, folks. Just a brief pause coming out from the Bastet, so we're going to get back right into the action. No delay any more than we already have. Bastet's going to go ahead and share experience for the red buff with his middle laner. Ares shaded over to get these mid camps. Going to finally head back into lane. DDR Ruler has that diamond Ares, so should be an interesting situation coming out for the Ares. We'll see how well he fares in lane, especially against the Geb Apollo combo. Apollo won't be able to use the moves when chained, and Geb won't be able to roll out. Ultimate coming out from Giannis, trying to protect this invade over here. Another invade coming out from 5 Angry Hindus on the red buff. Beautiful stun, going to hit 2 people. Stun not enough to secure the red buff, though, as damage from anti-Baff is going to push the support out of the way, and Giannis will actually just return to middle lane. Isis getting a little testy, putting a lot of damage onto Mr. Mighty Joe as he finds himself falling back behind his own wave of minions, so he'll be safe for now. Left lane, Hawkeye taking a lot of damage. He's going to go ahead and roll out, not quite changed up, so Hawkeye is going to be completely all by himself and safe and sound with the help of that starter item for him. He will tick his way up, and Covert Tactician takes down the Hun Bats. That's going to be another death for Hun Bats. Hun Bats already 0-2, 3 minutes in. 3 kills for 5 Angry Hindus, 0 kills for Safari Gaming as we approach the 3.5 minute mark, and we see the mid-camp spawning. 2 members here for Safari Gaming looking at it. Good Hog is going to secure that. Here's an Ares all alone, silenced and stunned with chains down. Not much Ares can do after that. Apollo's going to try and provide some more damage. And one more time, Hawkeye rolls away completely scot-free of any real situation. He is Geb. He's a very mobile Guardian. Right side Harpies are not quite up just yet. They were delayed. If you guys just joining us or don't remember, we had a big invade coming up from 5 Angry Hindus at the start of this match. Both speed buff and blue buff went down to the hand of the blue team, and thus they rotated back for mid Harpies about a minute late, so not going to see much there. Poor miscommunication coming out from 5 Angry Hindus is going to stop a chains, but with an ultimate from Ares, it won't matter as Mr. Mighty Joe picks up the kill. Beautiful back rotation from DDR Ruler as he runs into the Pyro Cat. He's going to go ahead and jump and play it safe. His rotation from Giannis over into the right-hand lane. Ultimate will hit Kenobi, and that's going to open up a window for a lot of damage, and Covert Tactician gets the kill with the bleed. Solo lane Vulcan going to fall again. That's going to be his second death of the match as well. Another speed buff invade. This looks like 5 Angry Hindus want to keep this on a timer. Hunt Bats is just level 5. He will be a little more impactful with that ultimate available to him, but Safari Gaming did not have a timer on these mid-camps. Mid-camps go the way to 5 Angry Hindus again. They've gotten the majorities of these mid-camps, and if we take a look at the graph, the gold is telling the story. Not only have they gotten mid-camps, but they have gotten 5 kills for their team. 2,800 gold in the lead just 5 minutes in. Definitely tells a story. And right now, Giraffe Man trying to make his own story. Gets the stun onto the mage, but the chains damage is real, and so is Captain Tactician, as DDR Ruler is the one that scores the last hit onto the mid-Isis. Mid-Isis goes ahead, falls to the side. Geb, rotation a little bit late, trying to find his way into the middle. Actually misses the entrance to the lane, so going to be a little delayed. I think he's going to look for an ultimate here. Gets a good knockup, and the Cataclysm is well, but no damage coming out from the Vulcan. Just not quite thinking on the same page. Meanwhile, over by the Gold Fury, another fight. Covert Tactician very low. Hunbats might get him before he homes, but he does not. And the cat will find himself back in his own base. Ali Oxen free. No damage for me. Arachne doing tons of damage in the solo lane tower. Already about half HP is the tower. So she's going to meet up with Vulcan in the jungle. Vulcan versus Arachne right now. Vulcan does not want to be caught out. Not too many escapes right here. And that stun is enough. Will take the ultimate to the face, but Arachne level 8 over 2 levels above Vulcan. Able to really handle that no problem. Even if they were an even level, to be honest with you folks. But with that level advantage, 2.5 levels, it's just too much. Mid-camp being contested as well. Camps went to the blue team, or Camps went to the red team that time around. But a little damage coming out from 5 Angry Hindus is going to deter any real look for a fight coming out from Safari. And that's good enough. They will relinquish a single mid-camp to the red team as Typhlosion picks up yet another kill. Maybe we're seeing why Arachne is usually pick banned first. And that 4-0-1 slash line. Good ultimate coming out from Isis to provide some defense mechanism for his team. But a great 2-pull ultimate from the Ares will net Covert Tactician a double kill, and in turn will net his team the Gold Fury. Immediately turning onto it. Bastet, of course, extremely adept at taking down objectives because of those cats. Not only are the cats able to provide damage, but they're able to tank should you need it. Covert Tactician taking a lot of damage and opting not to have the cats tank, and will find himself going back. But once again, folks, this lead is just extrapolating into something dangerous. 10 kills to 0, 7.5 minutes in. Gold differential is 5,700. Experience is 75 as well. Mid-camps on the right spawning, and one more time, this delayed response on these mid-camps are throwing Safari Gaming for a loop. Haven't been able to get a single one. Pyro Cat dropping the ultimate to protect himself from Typhlosion, who has found himself all the way in the middle lane from the right-hand side. Just doesn't need to be in lane much. Could take this tower at a moment's notice. I think if he felt fit, could really take on the opponent if he wanted to, but opting instead to show global presence. I like the idea. Just scare the enemy team and keep them at bay. Apollo forced to ult out of some bad situations going on with dual lane as Covert Tactician makes his way over here. And Hawkeye is going to take a little bit of damage from Rom as well. Rom not able to get the kill, and that'll be that. Mid lane, Isis looking at the barrel of a gun. Sir Mighty Joe right here again. 3 levels his senior, 11 to 8. Great damage from the double tap on that. And that again will open the door for Covert Tactician. Needed that ultimate. Popped it a little too soon, folks. Don't forget, ultimate from Isis, Circle of Protection, provides damage reduction as well as a heal. Instantaneously popping it like that will give you some heal, but not enough damage resistance, just like the dual lane needs, as Mr. Mighty Joe kills Psionic GG with a portal. Typhlosion picks up another kill in the solo lane as well. Vulcan sitting 0-4 and 0, and Arachne quite the opposite. 5-0 and 1, while Pyrocat taking damage as well. Good defensive ultimate. The chain tick is good, but not good enough. Gonna need some extra damage from Bastet. Covert Tactician providing chase. Good jump, but here are the flames, and DDR Ruler will get the kill onto the Pyrocat. Isis, middle lane, one more time, finding herself on her tower with no real way to farm. This has been the story of the game for Isis as is, and, you know, taking a look at the solo gold, just not a lot of gold there for her. Typhlosion going to pick up the gap. At the moment, folks, Arachne is doing whatever she wants, is taking whatever she wants. Hasn't gotten the tower almost by default, almost by design, because we see her just rotating, as I mentioned before, that global presence being traded for the actual domination of the lane. Giraffe Man being surrounded one more time. This is going to be another death for Isis, his 5th of the match. Just not able to handle this Arachne right now. Level 13, the highest level in the game is the Spider Assassin, playing for 5 Angry Hindus. The lead right now, about 7,000 gold, 7,500 gold, and with that kill in the dual lane, onto Ares even more. Decent team fight coming out, but Safari Gaming is going to eject quite literally as Apollo runs up onto his helicopter, finds his way back in the base. 2 members of 5 Angry Hindus against 2 members of Safari Gaming in the dual lane, but again, the difference is huge. Trying to get a kill is the Pyrocat. Good decision right there to get aggressive, but it just might not work out for him. Sort of like this game. We're gonna go ahead and cut to a brief waiting screen while we get things fixed up for you folks. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Sorry about that, folks. We have returned after a brief technical difficulty. Over in the left lane, some damage coming out. A good double tap onto Hawkeye, but not too much. Fear No Evil coming out. This is the defensive Fear No Evil coming out from the Pyrocat. Just basics from Anti-Bap going to take him down. Taken to the skies is a Rom, and one more well-played shot will kill. But we don't get that. So we'll see Geb just roll away all by his lonesome. Ice is caught in a manhole one more time. Single tap from the Unstable Vortex. Not enough to kill, so just a little bit. Right-hand side, Arachne. Will we see another kill? She actually takes Vulcan down very low, not fearing this tower whatsoever. Picking up the solo kill is Typhlosion, while Mr. Mighty Joe falls to the hand of the enemy team. So that'll be 2 kills overall for Safari Gaming. At least they're making a little bit strides, trying to come back at the moment. 19-2 are the kills, anti-buff, and taking a lot of damage. This is a good fight right now. Psionic G gonna fall to the side of Rom, while Hawkeye makes the chase. All he really needs is to knock him in a couple of basics. But actually looking at the level differential, 8-4 doesn't look that way, and under this tower, not a good look for the support of Safari Gaming. A couple of basics and that'll seal the deal, but here comes Ares. Chains are good, no rollout. Ultimate is for nothing as Anti-Bap takes the kill. And one more time, Typhlosion, 9-0-2, almost about a kill a minute, folks. Sitting just below a kill per minute as we're approaching the 12-minute mark. 22-2, leading the way is 5 Angry Hindus. Five-Finger Hindu is also grouping up by this Gold Fury. They have the timer, folks. That's definitely something to pay attention to. On your minimap, you always see the timers anyway for what is on, what buffs and debuffs you have seen die. But if you know the specifics, if you know the exact timing, you can make a play to be there at the right point in time and just pick up the objective you want extremely smooth. DD Ruler is going to get very low and be forced out, but at this point it doesn't matter, as Typhlosion, the Arachne solo laner, solo team, take your terminology choice. Arachne is running this game almost by herself. 23 kills on the way of Five Angry Hindus, and Arachne has been involved in over half of them. So definitely telling the story is the spider here for the blue team. Rom coming down the middle lane, trying to find somebody to pick. Once again, Hawkeye still level 8, lagging around a little bit, but good roll coming out from Rom. Not able to get the cripple that he wanted. Misses the one shot that would actually secure him the kill. Hits the rest of them, but not enough. Geb will get out of there. Monkey surrounded. Pyrocat gets rolled on. He's going to jump over the wall. A good slow, but a better ultimate coming out from the Pyrocat. Will disengage, but with Ram in the air, that artillery is too much for the Monkey to handle. And Hunbats falls. Good pull coming out from Ares. Great ultimate. Mr. Mighty Joe takes down Vulcan, not before he fires the shot, but it's just not enough to get any sort of kills. DDR Roller brought to about 50% from that, so did maybe impact the situation, but once again, this experience difference is just too large. Giraffe Man sitting at about just at level 11, taking over half of his HP from a single shot from Giannis, and the experience separating these two teams is close to 20,000. Five Finger Hindu's looking very dominant in this early game. Mid-game, as we approach 15 minutes, Giraffe Man gets the third kill for his team as the Wingus takes down Cobra Tactician. That'll be a boon, but Typhlosion's here and will immediately turn that around, killing the same member that killed his teammate. One more time, Typhlosion will turn that into a double kill. We're going to press on to the Phoenix. Typhlosion's turning around. They don't want to get too excited. They definitely have a lead, but they can't let the lead play them. But if they turn on him, that's what Typhlosion can do. Mez underneath the tower, fighting 1v3 at the moment. He's going to try and find a way out. But if one member chases, he can turn around. 17-9. Looking at Geb. Couple of basics. Looking for the heal. A good So Beautiful from Psionic G is actually going to hurt a lot. And Typhlosion might see his first death. He does! Finally shut down by his enemy solar laner Vulcan. That is a grudge, and that one is taken care of. Typhlosion will go ahead to the base for another 35 seconds. So being level 17 is definitely good for you because you will get all the kills in the game, 12-1-2. But when you die, you are out for a large period of time, so not really able to do much about that one. Giannis coming in from the side, trying to make something happen, but a good ultimate coming out from Hunbat. Turned around is Giannis immediately. He's going to annihilate two people with the help of that ultimate. Here comes the pull from Ares. Cobra Tactician gets the kill onto Vulcan. Interesting ultimate coming out from Isis, not quite in the right spot as Bastet secures that kill as well. And the triple goes the way of the Cat Assassin. 4-5 Anger Man. That's the deicide. We're looking at about 16.5 minutes. Fire Giant aggressing at about 16, so we should see this in just a couple of seconds. Bastet forced to jump out. Looks like they might not be able to do this, but 25% Hawk 3 is online. DDR Ruler secures that for himself and his team. 32-4, read the kills. 2 towers remain standing for the red team. Safari Gaming, these teams separated by a lot. 14,000 gold and over 20,000 experience on the way of the blue team. 5 Angry Hindus as they barrel down this right-hand lane. Standing right here, trying to provide an offense, but with no minions, really not able to remove that back door, but they're willing to fight. Up in the air is the artillery of Aram. He's going to get one kill while Typhlosion finds his way in the back. Bastet or Apollo will get out of there, and Bastet will make sure Vulcan does not follow suit. Right-hand tower will go down. Here's the ultimate from Giannis, almost not needed. Typhlosion takes out the Geb as well. And with the minions here, folks, this could be the first Phoenix of the game in just over 17 minutes. Good stun coming out from Giraffe Man, but only level 12. That pounce from Bastet, enough to force him out. Unstable Vortex, not going to do it. Very aggressive play and coming out here from 5 Angry Hindus as they do take the first Phoenix. Moving over to the middle Phoenix. Again, a decent ultimate coming out from Hunbats, but just not enough damage. But that Vulcan ultimate could change things. Giraffe Man picks up the kill onto Ares. Pyrocat very low, but gets an overhand smash onto Covert Tactician. So gets them off of the Phoenix, which was their goal anyway. Bastet jumping back into the fray. Going to be chased by 2 mages. And actually hidden in the enemy base at the moment. Will get some HP 5 if he can dance around for a while from the Fire Giant buff. His teammate Typhlosion picks up the Isis that was harassing him, but Covert Tactician looking to go down using the juke boots on that cat. But Psionic G secures the 6th kill for his team. The rest of 5 Angry Hindus are still here, still aggressing. Ram, Giannis, and Arachne still want this. Arachne has fallen back, and that'll send the rest of his team back as well. Heading into the jungle after successfully killing 2 Phoenixes just 18.5 minutes in at the moment. Left tower gonna fall immediately. Incredible tower damage coming out from the basic attack Hunter and the basic attack Arachne as well. Taking a look at her build, nothing really substantial, just the Executioner, which provides a little bit of attack speed, but nothing really substantial for the towers itself. As Mr. Mighty Joe takes out the Pyrocat, that'll be a very good initiation coming out from Geb, but just too low to make anything count as Typhlosion just goes on a tear. Mr. Mighty Joe picks up 1, Anti-Bat picks up 2 with beautiful shots coming out of that Rom ultimate. We do see DDR Ruler fall aside. That Ares is going to die to the Vulcan damage, and 3 members of 5 Angry Hindu will aggress onto this Titan with just Psionic G available. The Titan already 50% HP. Ultimate is down. Gonna need a perfect one from Hunbats, but it's just not enough as Anti-Bat picks up the kill. 40 kills to 7, 19.5 minutes in the game. Over 18,000 gold in the lead. First game of the day goes to 5 Angry Hindus. So that was an exciting game, folks. We saw just fantastic play coming out from 5 Angry Hindus, a team that really wasn't a number. 5 Angry Hindus is not exactly your most professional team around. It's a community team based around trying to win and trying to have a good time. And today they looked very dominant against Safari Gaming. Ares came out to play. Covert Tactician did a lot as well, but obviously the story here is the 14-1 and 8 Arachne. For those of you curious about the build, we've got Heavy Hammer. That's going to be a big deal, despite the fact that Arachne was played in the solo lane, not able to get Hog, which is curious. When played on a higher level, you might be invaded on without that Hand of the Gods, opting instead to go very aggressive. If you choose to get the Heavy Hammer early and forgo the Hand of the Gods, you really have to look for those early aggression. If not, you're just going to get invaded on and it won't pay off. This game, it certainly did. 14 kills, 18 assists, only 1 death for the Spider herself. Player damage, 14,000, almost 15,000 player damage. The only one higher was the Bastet, and that's with the bleed damage. We're going to go into our next game, taking a look at the 2 next teams. Stay tuned for more European Challenger Cup action. We'll be right back.